If you were around when the industry of crypto first began, you would know that it was met with more doubt than support. A lot of projects turned out to be scams, leaving a tough challenge for those that are legitimate to actually get the support of investors and not only make their own project thrive, but also the entire crypto space. Years later, we are seeing a project of goals that were once hardly believed. We are seeing big things happen, such as the transition of Ethereum from proof of work to proof of stake, which everyone believes would birth an era of upgrades not only for Ethereum, but also other projects. Of course, we cannot leave behind Bitcoin, which has taken the role of the flag bearer in the industry. But even if we've heard of these names countless of times, it is still no news that projects are entering the safe left and right, and each one is hellbent on becoming the next big asset. The question is, which altcoin takes the spot? This is Diversified Streams, your go-to YouTube channel for all things crypto. If you haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button so you don't miss out on the latest news and tips related to crypto. And make sure to keep your notifications on so you'll be updated with our latest videos. We post frequently so you wouldn't want to miss it. In today's video, we will be talking about one altcoin that, according to our title, has the potential to dominate today's market. That's a pretty big prediction, but you know, we never make hasty assumptions here in our channel. And we want to tell you how exactly this coin might be able to take the first spot in the whole crypto market. If there is one thing that you need to know as a newbie investor, or just as an investor in general, that is to invest in assets that are guaranteed to stay and will not disappear overnight. The competition is tight, and the investors are lining up. So you should know better than to choose an investment that will leave you hanging when the space gets a little shaky. Influence is another thing, because you need to have a platform that expands continuously. Collaborations and partnerships, and the capacity to maximize the potential of technology as an augmented tool to leverage your platform amidst the rivalries. These are the fundamentals that one investor should keep in mind whenever looking into an asset, and they are all evident in this one altcoin that was just recently featured by BlackRock. BlackRock is among the biggest platforms in the space, so being featured by them is definitely a feat most projects could only hope to happen to them. But going back, in BlackRock's blog titled BlackRock Bitcoin Private Trust, they talked about how they launched a spot Bitcoin private trust as part of their mission to give people the investment opportunities they can utilize. This trust is accessible to you as institutional clients and works by tracking the performance of Bitcoin, minus the liabilities and expenses of the trust. One thing that is definitely worth noting with this trust is it is not a paper features trust, so a lot of real Bitcoin that can be bought in the spot market for this trust. This is a step they've taken to encourage other platforms such as EnergyWeb and RMI to be more proactive in developing transparency in terms of sustainable energy usage in Bitcoin mining. In the same blog, you will be able to see a hyperlink that directs you to another article that comes from EnergyWeb, and it basically tells that EW and RMI have published a draft that is geared towards the evaluation of renewable energy purchases. They want this approach to be applicable to all sectors, and they're taking a good step towards the realization of this dream by conducting a trial on Bitcoin miners. Now, the whole process of being accredited and verified, as well as the issuance of verifiable credentials for crypto, will be carried out through EnergyWeb's open source GPS, or Green Proof solution. Obviously, this Green Proof solution is a major green flag for BlackRock because they have been vocal and determined with their sustainable ESG investing, and it is actually plastered in their website. The GPS will most likely be used for BlackRock's selection process in terms of who will be buying Bitcoin from the trust. So BlackRock is a stakeholder, and that is definitely a big thing for EnergyWeb. There might be other pieces of evidence that support this collaboration. One being the release of BlackRock back in May, where a partnership between Aladdin, Coinbase, and BlackRock was hinted at. So EnergyWeb seems to be taking some huge positive leaps in making sure that it definitely cements itself in the market. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below. Also, while you're at it, show us some love and support by giving this video a like and subscribing to our channel. Your feedback really matters to us, and we would love it if you can give us a little bit of your time to keep our community growing. I would like to fill you in on Direct. If you might not have heard of it yet, their website says that they are geared towards the development of a global mechanism for the certification of DRE, or Distributed Renewable Energy. The Direct, according to them, is the initiative's way of certifying and distributing renewable electricity attributes through a continuous innovation and demonstration of contemporary methods. Of course, through the instrument DIRECT. If you investigate further, you'll see that South Pole is one of the leaders of the project, with EnergyWeb as one of the implementation partners. As we dug further into this, we stumbled upon the presentation made by South Pole about the DIRECT, and in there, they were able to mention and feature many of the biggest names in various industries as their partners. We're talking about major brands like Coca-Cola, Google, and Microsoft, which are all giants in their respective industries. Aside from the other partners they have that all make the initiative very appealing. Where does EnergyWeb enter, you ask? Well, DIRECT is built on the EnergyWeb chain if you're not aware, and back in October, they publicly announced their plan on bringing the DIRECT to the United Nations 2021 Climate Change Conference, otherwise known as COP26. Aside from South Pole being there, Google also was. So you basically are getting the picture of this, especially when we know that EnergyWeb and Google have been working together for quite some time. But the connection of EnergyWeb does not end there, of course, because in PayPal's 2021 Global Impact Report, specifically in the 32nd page, they talked about the mitigation of the climate impacts of crypto. In this discussion, they talked about how they are all positive about creating GHG emissions accounting guidance that is in line with a widely recognized framework in accounting, and also utilized recent studies from the CCRI and South Pole. Again, the report includes a hypermark that leads you to a document by South Pole, which is unsurprisingly developed by CCRI and South Pole, with PayPal providing additional consultation. So this was a pretty extensive discussion involving EnergyWeb, and one thing continues to lead to another. And before we knew it, we were already seeing the connection between EW, Google, and PayPal, which is definitely a trio worth checking out. It is not very easy to land on these types of collaborations, whether directly or indirectly, but it definitely means something, and that is they are taking careful but bold and really effective measures in order to assimilate themselves not only in the market of crypto, but also other industries. You might think it's too much or too risky, but you can never be too sure in crypto, and that offers the same amount of possibilities as it does with risks. There you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this content, and you found it insightful. If you did, show us some love by liking this video and clicking the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to turn your notifications on so you'll be updated every time we upload content related to crypto. If you have any suggestions or thoughts, let us know by writing them in the comments down below. This has been Diversified Streams. Thank you for tuning in with us, and see you in our next video.